Now that we are getting sections of the salon so close to priming, there's just a few areas that need little bits of touching up, and at this stage, we're concentrating on edges. We're getting ready to round these over with a router, but all small gaps need to be filled in first, as it's much easier at this stage than when we're working with a finished edge. And for the backsplash between our galley and settee, that also means getting the top level, which every time we've tried to fill it, seems to want to dip back towards the galley.
After lots of work, Jess has gotten a razor sharp edge here, which is going to allow me to run a router around the perimeter and hopefully get that perfect round over. I'm looking for about 3/16 of an inch, I think is what we found out works well for the aesthetic that we're going for. So that's gonna be a project right now because these will break easy if they don't have a round edge on them.
Every time we try to sweep up, which is like daily, we just end up, well, I guess that means progress. I would call that a success. Corners look great. Not too sharp, just enough of a round.
Yeah, now granted there's going to be cushions sitting on top of this which will be extending over the edge, so you won't actually even see these, hopefully ever. But once we get that high build on there and just a quick little sanding, and I think they should look absolutely perfect.
Just walked myself into a rainstorm here. I swear when I came out to the bathrooms like 3 minutes ago it wasn't raining, but heading into the tent because we are so close to priming now. Of course, it's just all those little perfections. Holy crap. All right, I'm gonna put my phone away. We'll talk again in a second. All right, let's take a look inside and see what still needs to be done here. I know Matt's been working in the morning. So, stage area. Basically done after having routed that. Coves are looking good. Turned our attention away from that. The back here, Matt put in coves along those edges. That's looking good. Just did some touch-ups the other day. So just need to do last bits of flattening against these walls. Cove it. So much dust. Port side of bulkhead 6, there's always just like, there's a high spot here and a high spot here. Trying to flatten that out and then going to like the next one. I think we've just about got that. And trying to make pretty edges at the top because yeah, just like weird angles here, hard to get little scrapers and spreaders in. And then there is the area that I have been working a lot in the past few days, which is bulkhead 5 here. We've got the galley steps leading into the forward berth. And you can see right there where we had originally added like all that extra fiberglass to kind of add structure because of the door opening there, but this area was never really heated, so I had the hardest time yesterday trying to sand down like this sticky fairing compound that just did not want to sand. So now Matt has put the heater over here because same issue again, he went to go sand it this morning, so sticky. So I'll let this area heat up. I'm gonna go back and focus on sanding down bulkhead 6.
It's been raining for days now, been running like a child. Can't feel the cold, well I'm lost here with you, lost in the woods. Lost as I should.
I am going to take a little break from the sanding and fairing right now because I just got some good news from Tucker. A couple weeks ago we did a TikTok together that was a play on the scene from Zoolander. It's been kind of popular lately. I'll let you see it right here.
Excuse me, brah. You're excused. And I'm not your bra.
And on his channel it has just hit 100,000 views, which is huge because he just started that a few months ago. And he also hit 1,000 followers today, which is really cool too. So I'll leave the link if you want to check other things out. We're trying to think of more fun ones to do together. But right now I'm going to head over for a quick toast to celebrate. 100 G's! We did it! Let's celebrate. Cheers! I don't know if you can see it. You like the glass? Custom made. It's many more.
The time edge that we have put a shocking amount of effort into making completely straight. My fear was, since this whole door is going to be open and you're going to see that any waves or imperfections in it are going to be very, very visible. So we've done, like I said, a lot of effort to get this so it's just right to make this possible. I know that this angle is 13 degrees on either side, basically the way that we have that one set up as well. So I just cut a wedge of PVC to 13 degrees, mounted it on my router, so now this gives me an angled. It will allow it then to run along here and keep it perpendicular to this part, and then hopefully round it over properly.
Pass one. Nice radius.
Now reverse. Stringy rubber radius tool.
It is prime day, if you could believe it. We are finally ready to get primer on most of the bridge deck. Some other areas are super close but not quite there yet, but we just couldn't wait any longer. Honestly, we're like, if whatever is done by this date, we're gonna get it up. Plus it is unseasonably warm here today. We're a little over 60 degrees in like mid to late February. And so just because we're still kind of new to working with this high build primer, figured a nice warm day would be the best date to test that out. So Matt's just doing last touches in the tent. Let's go check it out. Can still hear little bits of sanding going on, so it sounds like there's still just a tiny bit of prep work. And I'm thinking he's probably gonna have me mix the primer soon because it has a 30-minute induction time. I'm wiping my hands down all of the surfaces right now as I give them a prep before we prime our meat. And everything feels so smooth, which is such a great feeling after spending so long working on it. So hopefully this primer just goes on really well. Barely needs any attention after that. And since Matt had finished vacuuming and I'm prepping all the surfaces, he is now prepping the areas that we don't want to get primer on, such as any of the gel coat surrounding here. So just taking some precautions there, and then we'll get ready to mix the high build primer.
Just reusing some shipping paper that we received from, I'm sure, an Amazon order at some point. This does not need to be really nice right now. This is just the high build primer stage. We are going to go back and actually paint all of the surface as well. We want to change the color slightly, make sense with how we need to blend everything else in. So just a quick tape job, and then we'll come back and sand hopefully tomorrow.
The primer that we're going to be using in these areas is a 2-part epoxy primer from Total Boat, and it is a high build primer, 1-to-1 ratio, and it does need a 30-minute induction time. So once I get that mixed up, we're still gonna have to wait just a little bit before we can apply it. And it goes on very thick, so I'm actually using like these like little pint cups to try and scoop it. The first part is pretty thin, the second part is really, really thick. I have to say that is the cleanest mixing job I have ever done. The amount of paint I have on my hands, success!
I'm paint free, more importantly.
As you can tell, we got 32 ounces, so 16 of each. And set your timer. Thoroughly mixed, and now we wait. And preferably outside because that stuff stinks.
Who has no idea what they're doing? Normally, something like this, I would wait until we have everything prepped. But since we really don't know what we're doing with this process, we figure we might as well at least spray this in here, the primer, and get that and see exactly how that's going to work for us. And if we can do this without screwing it up. Should cut this down thing.
For Matt's benefit, I won't show the first shots while he's calibrating the gun, because it's not what it's going to be like when we're finished anyway. Finally starting to get the hang of it. We've gone through and thinned it out again just because the first time it was coming out like chunky. But I think Matt's getting it now. Maybe now. This is how we learn. Our primer matches the sunset. To be honest, I was a little scared when Matt started spraying because we were just having constant issues of it sputtering. So we took it out, put more thinner in, put it back in. A little bit better, still kind of sputtering, and I was thinking, okay, we have all this mixed, I might just have to roll it, because what else are we gonna do, and then put the project off till we could figure out the problem. But then Matt switched the nozzle, and then that with the thinning, I think combined really helped, and things have gone swimmingly. But now we have 2 more 48 ounce containers doing their induction right now, so I'm gonna head off and get us some dinner. Got 3 coats to get on tonight. But man, progress is awesome. It feels so good to get to this stage. I honestly never thought that we'd get here, and it makes me so excited to start attacking all of the other areas too. I leave for 20 minutes and I miss all the good stuff. It is looking amazing in here. We did it!
This feels so good getting this stage done. Getting some primer on this. It's not perfect, and that's the negative with it, is it highlights every little flaw in it, but that's the goal. Now we can go through in everything that we see, little pinholes and that kind of stuff. Once we go through and sand this and get this hopefully nice and flat, I can then go through with a glaze and fill in these little spots, the little final pieces before we spray paint.
I am so thrilled to be at this stage. We just completely transformed the boat within the span of like 4 hours, and you can start to see how it's going to look as our home. So a lot of the other areas are so close, and the good news is now we know what the primer will look like, so what we need to pay attention to, what we can kind of let go, what gets filled in with the high build. But yeah, not much longer, and the rest of the stuff is gonna be covered. It's so exciting.